Wow, man. It's been a week.
It's been a whole week when you're sitting in this, you're trapped in this space, this neon crazy space we're in. You know, sometimes it's easier just to wait for the camera to turn on a week later than it is to,
What you can't see is we're on like a ledge right here. And
Yeah,
if you
it's
go
like-
over here, you get de-rezzed.
Hey guys, welcome to Bloodstreams. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Welcome to the Friday show. Today we're doing a spoiler review of Netflix's The Perfection. Let's get in it.
What the fuck? It's wrong!
Well, welcome to our spoiler review.
Hopefully, since last episode, you've been able to see it. Maybe you saw it before, but maybe now you've seen it because we've given you a couple days.
And we're all on the same page.
We're on the same page now. If you remember last week, Lee and I both didn't really like it. Honestly, I felt that the movie consisted of just one cheap sucker punch after another.
Yeah.
And the reason, and one, let me clarify what that means. I'm a firm believer in setup and payoff. Every good movie since the beginning of time, really great, any great story has a setup and payoff.
Mm-hmm.
And that setup in movies, usually it's very, very subtle.
Yeah.
It should be subtle. You don't want the setup to be so on the nose because then the audience goes like, oh, that's going to mean something. You know?
Yeah.
But what like, movies like, I don't know, like The Sixth Sense just comes to mind. That movie was setting stuff up the entire time and you didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Except, like, I remember going to see that movie in the theater with my mom. And she did the same damn thing in the others. And I'd say about half a minute, maybe a minute, right before the big twist, she goes, oh, he's dead. And I went, what? Wait.
What do you mean?
Oh, he's dead!
Haley Joel Osment was dead?
No, he was alive. He sees dead people and he can talk to them. And in his character arc, is like, beginning he's scared, and at the end he's like, okay, I can help them because I can talk to them. And then it was the
Who was dead? Tony Collette was dead the whole time?
no, it was Bruce Dern.
Bruce Dern was dead the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce Dern,
Bruce Dern from Die Hard.
from Die Hard.
So maybe we should talk about this movie.
Yeah, The Perfection. I don't know. That was my thing, is that this movie had a lot of twists and turns in it,
Yeah.
but not one of them.
One of them. I'm going to say one of them worked.
Yeah, okay. So let's start at the beginning. We've got Charlotte, who's got problems. Like, it's pretty obvious right from the
She's
beginning.
got problems. She's got a dying mother.
And quite honestly, this opening sequence I actually did like, because I thought that Richard Shepard, the director, did a very, very good job with no dialogue, except for I think like two people in the hallway are kind of like, just, what is she going to do now? Maybe she'll go back to playing. And then we start seeing like these kind of flashbacks of her at this music school, and she's obviously got, it's not a guitar in that gig bag because I play the guitar and that thing was really big. I wouldn't want to be lugging that around. This is like a little girl doing it.
Yeah.
Maybe it was perspective though. I don't know. But no, it turns out it's a cello.
It's a cello.
And she's like this really great cellist. And apparently she had to leave her, like, she had this great talent. She's in the best school for cellists.
Yeah. That one school.
That one school for cellists out there.
Yeah.
And if you're a cellist,
That's where you want to go.
there's that one school, and that's it, really. Otherwise, it's just like that, that little.
I mean, there's other
store.
really good music schools out there, but this one specifically focuses on cellists.
Yeah, but you know what happens at those music schools is they focus on the violins. All the violinists, they get all the attention. The cellists are left out in the alley.
Out in the alley.
The cellists are kind of like the bass players.
Yeah, the cool ones.
They're the cool ones that no one really cares about.
Anyway, so she's really, really good, but she's got to give up her dreams because she's pulled out of school to take care of her dying mother.
Her mom had a stroke.
Yeah,
she's got to take care of her. Mom's dying.
Mom's
and going on what you were saying, the first bit of this movie where they're doing that is the only time in this whole movie that anything's only visually explained.
Yeah,
and that's why it works.
And it's explained very, very well. By the end of this sequence, you get it. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
So she calls her old instructor and says, I want to be with you again. Right? And the next thing we know, we're in Shanghai because that's where you go.
Shanghai, Vancouver, I believe.
Shanghai, Vancouver. It was all shot in Vancouver. It's not Shanghai. That's movie magic. Anyway, so getting back with the story, the thing that my first red flag is she finally meets Steven Weber's character, I can't remember his name. And he gives this speech in Shanghai going, we're so happy to have our Charlotte back. And then he proceeds to literally tell the entire backstory of
everything
Charlotte.
we've seen.
Everything we've just seen. And it was told really, really well with no words.
Yeah.
Why the fuck, pardon my French, it's actually not a French word.
No, why is a French word. So.
No, it's we.
We the fuck?
We the fuck. We the fuck. Did that get through to the shooting draft? Like, I mean, come on, the director was one of the writers.
Here's you're touching on a big problem with this movie. And let us know in the comments below if anybody else picked this up. Because it seemed to me like what the whole movie did was visually tell something really well, and then it's like one of the screenwriters went in and was like, just in case they don't know what happened, we're going to spend the next 10 minutes literally doing exposition of everything that was shot well.
So do you think like Eric C. Carmelo and Nicole Snyder were just like,
it must stay in.
So they're like Nazis from Indiana Jones?
I didn't say that. He said that. Fucking Indiana Jones. Who likes that movie?
If you cut this movie in half, if you just got rid of all the expositionary speeches and cut it in half, even though it'd be a really short movie, it'd be 10 times better. But I gotta say, there were some moments, the scene in the bus when she's about to shit herself.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit. Let's get to that a little bit. We meet Logan Browning's character, Lise, I think her name was. I don't know. She is what Charlotte was supposed to be. Like, Charlotte was being groomed to be
the star cellist.
She's like this world-renowned cellist now. And so Charlotte, like, immediately makes eyes with her. And you think, like, because Ashley Williams has amazing eyes.
How is your thing with what? First off, it's Allison Williams.
What did I say?
I think you said Ashley Williams.
Did I say Ashley Williams? Put it in the comments if I said Ashley Williams. I meant Allison Williams because that's her name.
Weird.
Yeah, Allison Charlotte goes like Robert, like you like. Okay, I get what's going on here. She's gonna like. She doesn't like this girl. Like, I've seen this. Like, she's gonna go
jealous.
Basic
Instinct.
Yeah,
on
and
this
we
girl.
know that she's fragile.
Allison Williams does a really good job of playing that subtext.
No, and what I meant by the eyes is like she can play crazy eye crazy.
Yeah, she's really good at that.
Yeah, and she does it really, really well in this film. What was kind of surprising, and I was very eager to see where this was going to go, was that they immediately hit it off. The two characters immediately hit it off. And they become instant besties, and then eventually have a very provocative lesbian sex scene.
Love scene.
Very artfully done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we watched it twice.
Anyway, they fall in love, and everything seems to be really good. I mean, and, Allison is still, you can still kind of get that sense of shell shock in her, but, I don't know. They go on this trip because Elise has got, I think
she's finally got a vacation.
She's finally got a vacation because apparently it's very tough in the cello school. They don't give out vacations. You've literally got to be the most famous cellist in the world at this point
to have a vacation.
And that's the kind of determination you need to be the best at anything.
Girlie's not feeling good.
No, she's got stomach problems.
Logan's not feeling so good, right? She's got stomach problems, and Ashley's got like these gigantic ibuprofens that she's got like in this prescription pill bottle,
brown ibuprofen.
Yeah, in this prescription pill bottle, and she's just like,
"Here, have another ibuprofen,"
because that'll fix your nausea. Right?
Well, she had a headache, too. She's like, my head's
killing me.
she
was hungover because they were partying the night before. So that's where it really starts. But then she's like,
"Oh, man, I'm really feeling sick. Give me more ibuprofen."
Yeah.
Like, that's going to make your stomach even worse.
It doesn't matter.
What?
Let's get on with what happens.
I'm saying it's tough on the stomach. Like, this poor girl, Logan, is, like, getting really sick. And there's this really, like, awful bus driver who's kind of overly awful, in my opinion. Yeah. She could have been, like, in Mandarin saying,
"I'm very sick. I need to go to a hospital right now."
To the bus driver. And at that point, the bus driver might not have been such a dick. But because he's got Allison just going, like,
"Pull the fucking bus over! Pull the
American
bus over!"
fucking...
Yeah, like that's making us look good abroad, right?
Yeah, like you just scream at
like,
a bus driver.
Like, our reputation's so good right now.
Just tap him on the shoulder and be like,
"Excuse me, sir, could you pull over? My friend's sick."
Don't be like,
"Get me off this fucking bus!"
There's a point where, like, all the sound goes out and, like, she's, like, so freaking sick and the bus driver's just had enough and he just fucking stops that shit and he gets up and it's all silent. You can't hear what he's saying, but I swear to God, it looks like he's saying,
"Get the fuck off my bus."
Right?
We both turned to each other during that. We're like, did he just say, "Get the fuck off my bus"?
I think he did.
Unless, hey, if you know Mandarin and if there's like a phrase that like looks like "get the fuck off my bus,"
the library is being renovated.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I learned that.
But that scene was done really well. Where like. What I liked about that scene is it was horrific, but not in a stereotypical horror movie way. Like she's about to shit herself on the bus. Yeah, and they play it like a horror movie, right? But it's really just a girl going,
"I'm gonna shit myself,"
and it's like real like slow,
it's super
like,
tense.
Like they're putting the tension. Like, is she gonna shit?
Is she gonna shit? Is she gonna shit?
Yeah,
she doesn't shit on the bus.
She shits outside. It's like this
scene,
cute little yellow.
I really
like,
liked that scene.
No, that was kind of cool. And at this point now, like. To me, like I was like on, like it's very like it's
obvious she's
like
drugging.
It's like too obvious, right? Like, we did miss the inciting incident where when they're back at the gala in Shanghai, and some guy just throws up on the floor, and they're talking about this like sickness that's going on in Huang. Forgive me if I've gotten that wrong. But then Logan's character's like,
oh gosh, oh man, we were just out there looking for new students.
It was kind of like a throwaway line.
Yeah, it's just kind of a throwaway thing. And then, so that's why Logan's really freaking out, because she's like,
I'm so damn sick right now. I know I got that disease. Yeah. They said it's airborne. You could have it too. Everybody on the bus could have it. Oh my God, we've all got it. We're all gonna die.
Yeah.
And Allison's just being, Charlotte, whatever you want to call her. She's just being like,
no. Holy shit! Is that bugs in your puke?
And then she looks, and then there's. Like
not
maggots.
only are they bugs, there's like weird CG maggots.
And there's like these weird CG maggots that are covering up all the bugs. I couldn't find the bugs because of all the CGI maggots.
That was one thing. It's like when she said,
"Look, there's bugs,"
and then it shows a bunch of maggots. I'm like, maggots aren't bugs.
Well, they're like bug larvae. But
babies.
But my thing is, how much did it cost to get those damn CGI maggots when I could get you a pound of maggots for like $3.39.
Yeah, but
39 cents.
Yeah, but the problem is like you got a lot of people like then you have to get the ASPCA in there. You have to make sure you're not drowning the maggots and all that puke that's on the window.
It wasn't even puke. It was that fucking slime
like
that you
yolk.
got. Remember that old Ghostbusters slime that you could get in the little thing, and then they also made it for him.
Hey, if anyone's got some of that, send it to us because I'll play with it.
Because it was better than Gak. I'll say it right now. If you disagree with me, fight me.
Well, Gak kind of did a better fart noise.
Fight!
So yeah, it's very obvious at this point that Allison is manipulating Logan's character into hallucinating what's going on.
And I know you and I were thinking the same thing. Like, I hope this isn't like the main twist of the movie that she's just a bad person.
Yeah, because it was escalating really quickly too. And then so this all culminates. They get kicked out of the bus, and
the girl starts.
Logan
starts seeing bugs under her skin, and they burst out of her skin, and they're crawling all
again.
over.
CGI bugs,
lots of CGI blood, and
like I can get you bugs,
stuff like that.
I can get you bugs, and you know what? If you shoot it quick, you don't need all those other people. And my bugs will work.
You just need bugs.
Yeah,
but so she pulls out the meat. Allison pulls out the meat cleaver
from nowhere, like it was in her jacket. I don't know.
Yeah, and she's like,
"I know what you need to do. Here, take the meat cleaver."
And Logan Browning cuts her own hand off, and then we don't show it. It kind of does this like she cuts
because why would you do that?
And then it goes to a rewind.
Yeah. This is the gimmick we were talking about in the last episode.
Yeah, it does
the rewind.
It does this rewind and shows you all of the things. Okay, so it was Charlotte who was drugging her, and it's everything you'd think. And then the story shifts focus.
Yeah, there's a piece in there. I want to get to this because this is going to come back later.
Mm-hmm.
The rewind gimmick only. And correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I got to see it again. Maybe I was just.
I don't want to see.
I don't want to see it again. But so the rewind gimmick shows things that wasn't shown to the audience before. For instance, the meat cleaver on the wall.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't see the meat cleaver. And if it was there, which it probably was in the background, it wasn't shown. It
wasn't set up
to the point where like. In hindsight, I could go like, the meat cleaver.
The meat cleaver. Yeah. So they did this rewind thing, and they show that Charlotte's character is drugging her, and it's everything you suspected.
Yeah.
And then it shifts to...
I guess they did show the meat being cut.
Yeah, they showed the cleaver the chicken being cut and used and stuff. But then, so the story switches to Logan Browning's perspective.
Right.
And I thought that was really cool. I'm like, okay, so this is going to be like a revenge movie. So we've gotten the first half now. We're going to be on her side, and it's all about her getting back to this character to get the revenge. And it kind of seems to be playing out that way. And then when she goes to get her revenge, she ends up kidnapping Charlotte's character, bringing her back to Steven Weber and being like,
I got you something you wanted. Let me back in.
And he's like,
Okay.
Yeah. That was another thing that wasn't, to me, correct me if I'm wrong, in the comments section, right? Why did he want her so bad?
he never said that he did.
He was just really happy that, like, that she called him and that she wanted back in, but, like, he wasn't, like, he never showed any, like,
I need you in my life type of shit.
Right, exactly.
So
it's very strange.
So that doesn't make very much sense. We get the sequence where Allison Williams she has to do the perfection, is what it's called. It's this piece of music that the kids were forced to play.
Well, not all the kids, just the best.
The best ones. And then they throw something in this movie that personally I really don't think needed to be in there. Mm-hmm. And it felt like this, it felt like drawing attention to such a dark topic that doesn't need to be in the story unless it's a poignant part of the story. And it felt like this very sensitive subject that's very triggering for some people just gets shoved into this movie for entertainment value.
No, it's just literally like this whole movie, step by step, is like, I don't want the audience to know what's going to happen next.
Yeah. But not in a good way.
They use cheap tricks. Sucker punch tactics is what I'd like to call it. That, basically going like, okay, guess what? It's a new story now. And that can work.
It can
if it's been
if you
set
it
up
right. And they didn't set any of this up.
She went through all this crap to destroy this girl.
Yeah.
Right? She humiliated her. She made her puke and shit in front of all these innocent Chinese people, right? And then convinced her she's got bugs under her skin and cuts off her hand. She's flat out evil.
That's an
right?
evil
And
character.
and in everything up until that point, which is still the beginning part of the movie,
it's the first
right?
half.
In the first half of the movie, it all kind of makes sense because Allison, she's got these crazy eyes, right? She's got these crazy, beautiful eyes. When she's on the couch and she's kidnapped, she's like,
only reason I did this was to get her away from you. The only way she couldn't come back is if she lost that hand.
Yeah, but
I disagree.
I
disagree. Guess what? These crazy eyes, it's just all been this thing just for the first act, and it doesn't matter anymore anyway.
Instead, we're led to believe that Logan Browning has rightfully turned pissed off and evil.
Right.
They tie Allison's character up because she messes up her little performance on the cello. Mm-hmm. And we are about to get a sequence where I was like, okay, this movie's at least going to do something I've never seen done before.
Someone's going to get stumped.
Someone's getting stumped. And when Logan Browning pulls out her little stump of a wrist, and she's like,
usually I do this with my fingers, but we'll see, blah, blah, blah.
And sticks her stump up the skirt of Allison Williams' character, I was like, oh, fuck!
This shit's getting dirty,
They're stumping her!
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that was being done.
And honestly, it's not fully healed. I don't think it's a good idea.
No. Suddenly these two creepy guys that we've seen throughout the movie start, joking, and they're like...
Well, I didn't see that coming because,
dead.
nobody's, giving somebody anything that they didn't know they were
It turns out that Allison Williams and Logan Browning are in on this whole plan.
Yeah, and it's that now all of a sudden the movie is a rape revenge movie.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. No, there's no way in hell I am believing that. And they do the one of these stupid fucking flashbacks.
They do the rewind thing
where,
and then they show us something that we didn't get to see.
We didn't get to see, and literally, it's moments after she's cut off her hand. For some reason, she doesn't feel the drugs anymore. She's not hallucinating anymore, even though it's moments after she's cut off her own hand from seeing bugs crawling out of her fucking skin. And Allison Williams sits down and has a nice talk with her about what we need to do and blah, 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 blah. And
what happened to your eyes? They're less crazy now.
I guess Logan Browning's like,
I don't care about my cut off hand. You're right. We need to get revenge on this person that ruined our lives. Yeah, thank you for saving me.
So they turn out as a team. They've drugged the people, and then they get their revenge on Steven Weber's character for being this awful rapist person, which honestly he deserves.
He was,
he's
but
an
there
awful
was no
rapist
setup
person,
for
but there's
that.
no setup. And what was the movie with the little kids telling the campfire tales in the tent?
The Willies.
The wheelies.
It pulls a Willies on you basically with Steven Weber's character, where they cut off his arms and legs, and he's now this like stump person that they sewed his eyes and mouth shut, and
all he's got is his ears now.
All he's got is his ears, and now because one person has one hand and the other person got stabbed. Oh, we didn't even go over the stabbing part. We should rewind. Let's do a little trick from the movie.
Do what they did in the movie.
So Steven Weber attacks Allison and does what everyone's saying is like the most shocking thing ever. And had it been done with practical effects and wasn't some like CGI thing that you could tell was CGI.
Well, here's the thing. This is one thing where I gotta give it, because I hate CGI effects. I really can't stand it. I just please just and right now in today's day and age, it's cheaper to just do the damn practical effect, and it looks better. But I had to say, like, when he first gets her, like,
and the knife goes all the way through the arm.
I thought it looked pretty damn good. Like, I was as far as CGI effects go, like, that looks pretty cool.
When people are comparing it though to Gerald's Game, that really ticks me off.
Because
No. Gerald's Game was like a close up. It was a practical effect. You could see all the tendons and stuff. She was doing it to herself. That like story wise, character wise, and effect wise, it was far more impactful.
There was nothing wrong with Gerald's Game.
Yeah. Don't you want to talk about Gerald's Game? You don't like that movie? Fight me.
Fight me too.
Yeah.
Double team.
Allison gets stabbed in the arm, right? And Logan ends up saving her.
Right. But how? She cuts the arm off. They both lose their hand.
They both so essentially now at the end of this movie, Steven Weber, who is this like stumpy dude who can't see or talk, and they don't explain how they did that. And
they're doing this cello, and it is kind of okay.
It's
I guess.
cool the way
they finally
it was
get
done.
Perfection. I guess we didn't hear it. What I would have liked to have heard
is
like
perfection.
No. What I would have liked to have heard is just like everything goes silent except for just.
They both have one arm, and they realize that they can torture Steven Weber's character by playing this song that he made them play their entire lives. But because they only have one limb each,
they gotta do it together.
They gotta do it together. Fucking teamwork makes the dream work. They just cut to this like awful piece of shit.
Because that would totally torture him, and they'd just be like, perfection.
We can't play for shit. I kind of started like thinking about other things during that part. I can't remember the exact very end of the movie. That was the end.
That's
right?
the end. That's the end. Perfection.
Never call your movie Perfection.
No.
That was our thought on Perfection. Didn't quite live up to the title. Didn't quite live up to the hype. Let us know down below what you guys think, though, because that's the most important part. Yeah. Fuck what we think.
Let's start a conversation. I want to see the comment section just go like.
Let's have a debate.
Like whether, or maybe you just agree, or maybe you don't agree. And if you don't agree, I actually really do want to know why.
I want to hear some counterpoints on this one, because maybe you'll be the one to sway us and be like, oh, maybe we should watch that again. They had a good point.
Yeah, maybe I missed something. Yeah. Maybe I missed a lot of stuff.
All right, so maybe outro?
I think it's outro time. I always got to do it.
Because the outro's over there.
Well, that was our Friday spoiler edition show. I hope we spoiled the movie The Perfection to perfection. Thank you guys so much for watching. And hey, listen, this is the time when you really want to be leaving the comments. If you have a compelling argument that you'd like to make, have at it. If you thought we were on par, then that's cool too. Thank you again so much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and murder the notification bell. We'll see you next time.